Hello, good afternoon everybody. Welcome to today's Moly cooking show, where we'll be cooking a very famous Ukrainian dish called Borscht, and it's also been developed by our in-house chef James Taylor. So this is basically a very hearty, chunky soup made with beetroot, red cabbage, carrots, and it's a very healthy recipe. And today I'm going to show you how to prepare the ingredients in the containers, get the utensils ready, and start the whole process from start to finish. The actual arm will cook this meal from scratch, from start to finish, and you'll see the whole process. Today we're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, so if you have any questions, please do send them through, and I'll try and answer them on the spot. If there's anything technical or any commercial or anything that I can't answer, then please do contact us on the website page, on the contact us section, and send us your request, your questions, or anything that you may want to ask via the website as well. So let's go straight into the meal preparation, and I'll show you the whole process from start to finish. So we have a tablet, and on the tablet you will see that we have the recipe collection. Now we have recipes from all over the world, worldwide, vegan, vegetarian, low-calorie recipes. So a vast array of recipes that you have access to. And so today we're doing Borscht, and here we have the recipe here. Now we have an integrated scale system as well. So during the process of preparing the actual recipe, I'll show you how the integrated scale system works. So not only is the recipe cooked the way it should be, but it's also very precise in measurements and timing and so on. So we have an integrated scale system that helps you to make sure that all the ingredients are exact according to that particular recipe. So let's go straight in. As you can see, we have the list of ingredients that is required with the quantities, the actual weight quantities as well. We also have the equipment required as well. In this case, it will just be a single medium pot and a slotted spatula. And as I mentioned, we have nutritional facts on all our recipes. So if you're into a healthy diet, or if you have any medical requirements, or if you're generally wanting to eat healthy food, we have a lot of information in our nutritional facts for each recipe, which gives you details on carbohydrate levels, fat levels, protein, sodium, which is your salt level as well, because things like that are very, very important, especially in terms of healthy eating. So we also have a get ingredients icon here, where you can actually send a reminder. So if you don't have the ingredients, your fresh ingredients in the fridge ready to prepare, you can actually send a message via SMS, WhatsApp, or even an email to somebody or to yourself to remind yourself to get the ingredients so you can cook this meal fresh. We will also later on be installing a delivery service where you can actually have the ingredients delivered to your doorstep as well. So let's go straight into the actual meal preparation itself. So back onto the ingredients. Now we're going to do the robotic cook. So we click the robotic icon, and here we have a pictorial view of the whole workstation in terms of where the containers are located with the ingredients, where the utensils are, and so on. So it's very informative, very clear, and there's no room for any errors on making each of our recipes. So first of all, it's the brown onions and the carrots and the garlic. Indicates on a large container on the bottom shelf. I've actually prepared some of these ingredients already, so in order to save a bit of time, because we're going live, I've actually prepared some of the ingredients. So let's start loading up these ingredients now. So here we have the carrots, the garlic, and the onions. So that will go in the large container indicated as per the diagram, and I'll confirm that it's in location. Secondly is the beetroot, and it's asking me, it can go to any of these locations. I'll pick the first one on the bottom shelf location. That's the beetroot. Confirm that it's been located. We also have some more beetroot, Now I'll go through some details about this recipe and how healthy this particular recipe is. There's lots of elements of this particular one, this borscht from Ukraine, and it's a very, very healthy dish. So this one, next container of beetroot will go on the top, and that'll be on the first location. There we go. Second is your potatoes. That'll go number 2 spot on the top shelf. Confirm. And the beef stock, which will be going into one of the long containers. And this is beef stock with lemon, black pepper, and so on, which will go in location number 1 at the bottom on the left. And we also have some more beef stock going in the second location at the bottom on the shelf there. There's a lot of stock involved. There's a bit of a cooking process involved in this actual borscht recipe, but that's hence why there's quite a lot of stock that we're using. And so that's confirmed. We've got the red cabbage. Red cabbage, I'll put it in the middle at the top. I mentioned earlier how the scale system works. Now we have an integrated scale system. So for example, you'll see at the bottom there, currently the scales are not connected. I'm going to turn on the scales. We have normal scales, off-the-shelf scales that have Bluetooth connection to our AI on the tablet. So I'll turn that on. And I'll just wait for that to connect with the tablet. And I'll show you how accurate you can measure your ingredients using this whole process from start to finish on one screen. So it makes the whole process of loading the ingredients, preparing the ingredients, so much more easier. That particular, put to 0. Confirm that. So red cabbage is what we want. Select the container. It should start in a second. Just going to turn that off and turn it back on. Okay, so whilst we do the cabbage, I'm just going to go on to the next ingredient, which is the dill. So the dill is in the empty container here. And that's location number 3. Extra virgin olive oil coming out of a normal oil container, oil dispenser that we use. And that's at location number 1 on the top shelf. And there we go. Confirm. Okay, so if we go back to the red cabbage, I'm going to weigh the red cabbage. If you have a look on the screen here, you'll see how the integrated scale will work. Okay, if you just bear with me a second, I'm just going to turn on the actual scales. Just going to get an empty container. Just want to make sure I get the exact amount because I do want to cook it exactly as the recipe says, so we can make sure that we don't have any mistakes. So here we go, red cabbage. Look at the 4th container on the top shelf. Turn on the scales. It's working a little bit slow. I think the Wi-Fi is a bit slow in the area today, so just bear with me a second for that. Okay, well, let me just load the red cabbage anyway. I'm just going to load it onto the shelf, and we're going to start the cooking process. But you can get a general idea of how that works in terms of the scale system, integrated scales. It's very useful. So, red cabbage going to be located on the top shelf, 175 grams already pre-measured, and I'll confirm that's in location. Then it asked me to make sure the equipment's in position as well, so we have the medium pot in position at the front left-hand side of the hob, confirm, and also the spatula located at number 1 hook, and I'll check that's in the right location, yes it is, and confirm that. And now we can just start cooking. So the arm will actually activate the hob, turn on the temperature, and do the whole cooking process exactly the way the chef would. So the whole process is done exactly the same way. Okay, let's see if there's any questions that have coming through. So like I say, if there's any questions, please do send them through. I'll try and answer them. And if there's anything a bit more commercial or more technical, you can send it into our website, contact us page, and we'll get back to you, or one of the sales team or the commercial team will get back to you. So as I mentioned, this Borscht recipe is a very hearty, chunky soup, which will be simmering as well. You'll see the whole simmering process as well, using the beef stock. So it's packed full of lots of different vegetables, so it's a very healthy recipe. It's got a lot of the purple fruits in there, and it's got many incredible health benefits as well, improving health benefits such as the beetroot, for example, that's very healthy. The red cabbage is very healthy. They are known to contain high levels of antioxidants, reducing inflammation, lowering your cholesterol, helping liver function, and improving blood circulation. And also it can prevent various diseases as well because of all the healthy elements of each of the ingredients. Here you go, the onions and the carrots are now sizzling away with the oil. You can hear that in the background. The hob itself is also comes with the integrated extractor as well, which is a downdraft extractor. Now this model here that you see on today's show is our X-Air model, and we've integrated this into furniture designer just behind me. You can see we've got some veneered solid wood panelled furniture with Korean worktop with a mirrored wall unit. We can integrate this into either an existing kitchen or we can integrate it into a new kitchen. If it's an existing kitchen, you may want to have a chef's table, which is basically a system based around this area here. Size-wise, it's about 1.2 by 1.2 square. And that can be integrated into an existing kitchen, for example. So if you have the space, that's also possible to do. Let's see if we've got any questions coming through. Good to see so many people joining. Thank you. So one of the features of the robotic system also is very time-saving as well. For the whole during the whole cooking process, saves you time. You could be doing something else at home. You could be working from home, or you could be attending the children or other family members. So basically, it's a real time-saving system for you. Not only is it time-saving, but the meals with fresh ingredients are freshly cooked meals, and also eliminates any errors as well, because it's all done according to the chef's cooking process. So I mentioned about our tablet, which has over 50 recipes at the moment. We have different worldwide cuisines, worldwide, vegan, vegetarian, low calorie, and any particular recipes for any dietary requirements. They can all be selected on our menu, on our recipe library. So there's a vast array of different worldwide recipes. Gives you access to lots of different types of cuisines from around the world. So it opens up your gastronomy selection and opens up new recipes you can try. Also, on the area of healthy recipes, if you're on any particular weight management program, or if you generally want to have healthier meals with low sugar, if you have any issues in terms of cholesterol level or diabetes and so on, a lot of these recipes are very, very healthy. We actually try and focus on these recipes. In essence, we've looked at lots of different studies from around the world. And by having a healthy home-cooked recipe, you can actually gain 11 years of extra lifetime by eating healthily as well. And lots of studies from around the world, from universities in the University in Toronto, University Global Food Research Program in North Carolina, have all carried out these sort of surveys and researches, and proven that eating healthier meals cooked from home using fresh ingredients can increase your life expectancy of approximately 11 years. Please do, if you have any questions, do fire them through. Do send me some questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them whilst the whole recipe is being cooked from start to finish. As you see, I've done nothing apart from just load the ingredients, just make sure the utensils are in the right place, making sure the pot's on the hob, and all I've done is just literally just followed the guide on the tablet according to the weight of each ingredient and loaded it onto the shelf. Some of the frequently asked questions we receive from potential clients is, for example, does it have voice activation, voice control? Yes, it does. You may hear, I'll actually turn the voice on. You may hear in the background each of the different processes. I don't know if you just about heard that. I'll actually turn the volume up. So in the background, you could be, for example, you could be in another part of the kitchen or in another room close to the kitchen. You can actually hear the whole process. So we have voice notification. We also have voice activation as well. So you can actually activate some of the recipes and control the tablet using voice control. So yes, that's available on this system. I mentioned the two models earlier, the chef's table, which is just basically this area only, a standalone system. I mentioned this X-Air unit, which can be built in with a peninsula or an island and built in with some other units and other appliances. We work closely with other big brands as well in terms of Gaggenau, Miele, Siemens, Bora, and lots of other appliance manufacturers in order to integrate the appliances in the design. We also do a design service here from the showroom in London, in Wigmore Street in central London. And get in touch if you want to organise a design meeting. If you've got a kitchen that you're designing, or if you've got a kitchen that you're refurbishing, send your details through. We can then call you, have a quick discussion at a convenient time, and also arrange a design meeting. And we can then discuss your requirements in more detail and hopefully design a nice new kitchen, which includes a robotic system. Also, just behind me to my right, you'll see our B-Air model. That's another model. In fact, there's two models. We've just had a new addition to our range, which is a compact B-Air module as well. And basically, that's designed to be for more of a sort of compact environment. That was the voice notification in the background, by the way, telling me that it's about to tip the potatoes. So yeah, the BA. So if there's a compact, if it's a compact kitchen or a galley kitchen, this is a very good system in terms of a compact design. A lot of the properties around London, central London especially, a lot of properties are quite small and compact when it comes to the kitchen area. So we've come up with a module that will overcome that issue, and that module will contain not only your hob, a domino hob system, downdraft, the robotic arm, the sink unit, dishwasher if required. But again, we can design that particular module and make it bespoke if we have to, and certainly we can design any sort of size kitchen for you. But send your plans in, send a floor plan, and we can discuss your requirements in more detail.
Stock 2.
Let's just see if there's any questions that have come through. Question from YouTube, from Chaos Outdoors. No way, that tastes good. Yeah, I actually don't eat beef myself, but my colleagues have tried this Borscht recipe, and the taste is absolutely spot on. No other questions on Instagram. Hope you're enjoying watching this recipe being cooked from start to finish so far. I'm just going to refresh my page just in case if I've missed any questions here. There, the stock has now gone in, so both the stock and also the tomato puree and the bay leaves. The bay leaves will give it a very nice aromatic taste as well. They've all gone in, so now this will stew for a while. So this will simmer. We'll also be going on to a simmer mode. You'll probably hear that shortly, where it will set the hob to the temperature. Not only does it do the stirring, turns the hob on and off, but it also sets the temperature as well to an exact point required during the cooking process. Rustina Osodeyeva, amazing. Thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. The Doll Queen 2024, love this. Thank you. Harley Jones, I love Moly. Thank you very much. So beyond the actual functionality of the robotic arm itself, it's a very good way of educating yourself with different recipes from around the world. You don't often get a chance to not only see a whole recipe, see the ingredients of a new recipe, and watch a recipe being cooked the way it should be, but you can actually learn how to cook these recipes yourself. So it's a great teaching tool in terms of opening up new adventurous recipes from around the world that you'd never think of trying, but you have access to. We have over about 50 recipes at the moment in our recipe library, and we upload about 3 to 4 new recipes every month. So you'll always have access to lots of different worldwide cuisines to try. Not only is it educational, but it's a very entertaining piece of equipment. So you can imagine if you're entertaining at home with friends or family, and you have a big party, and you've got the robotic arm cooking lots of different meals in the background. So it's quite an entertaining piece as well. Or whilst you're sitting down, opening a glass of wine, watching TV, or something, it's something in it that's working in the background. And it's great, good, definitely a great system to have in the home. So the actual arm itself is actually been tested for 35,000 hours. That's almost like a normal residential environment. That's almost like a decade's worth of use. And you get a warranty that can be extended after a certain period. We can also arrange a service plan as well thereafter. The actual arm itself already is in about 90 different applications around the world in different industries, from laboratories to other industries as well. So the arm is already in use in lots of other different industries. So the actual warranty and the guarantee on the actual arm is very solid, and it's also by a reputable company as well. Again, you heard the voice notification in the background. It's set in the actual hob to a lower temperature so we can start simmering the recipe. Mr. Moramora, hi. Also, if you have things like this particular recipe also helps with liver function as well. Also improves blood circulation, which in turn is not only good for the body, but it's also good for the heart as well. So if you have any cardiovascular issues, hypertension, things like that, certainly these kind of recipes that we have, not only just this Borscht, but there are lots of other recipes as well. We have the wellness collection as well. And this wellness collection has very, very high levels of nutrients, almost, and not even more than 400 calories in some of these recipes. So the actual nutritional value of these recipes is very high. Just checking if there's any more questions. So on the indicator on the tablet, we also have a guide system that shows you how far the process is in terms of the cooking time. At the moment, we're on 52%, so we're halfway there. Now, this is going to be doing a bit of simmering, so for the remainder of the time, please do send in questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Some of the other frequently asked questions we have is, can it cook simultaneously on 2 pots? Yes, it can, especially for our pasta-based dishes or noodles and so on. It can actually cook, for example, spaghetti bolognese or penne pomodoro, things like that. So in one pot, it can actually cook the sauce, and in the second pot, in parallel, it will be ready for cooking the pasta or the noodles, for example. So it's timed. Now, it's very energy efficient as well. It's not like when you normally cook, you turn everything on, get everything ready, start to cook the pasta. You may cook it longer than you actually need it to. What we tend to do is actually time everything right down to the last minute, last second almost, basically making it more energy efficient as well. So the robotic arm will only turn on the pasta when it's required. When it hits the boiling point, when the pasta goes in, it will then give it 2-3 minutes for the fresh pasta, for example, and then it will turn that off as well. So not leave the hob running so it's simmering or cooking. So in turn, that's going to be saving you energy. So it's a very energy efficient system as well. Also, another question we get asked is, can the recipes be amended to or customized to your liking? Yes, they can be. For example, for this recipe, I put in beef stock and all the vegetables, the carrots, the beetroot, the red cabbage. I personally don't eat beef, so for myself, if I really wanted to try this dish, I could have substituted the beef stock, for example, to chicken stock and added some soya to give it that deep flavor. So I could have customized this recipe with no problems whatsoever. This would not have stopped the robotic system to cook the meal, to cook the recipe. It would have cooked it exactly the same way, timed it exactly the same way, and it would have been cooked exactly as you see here. The simmering, everything would be done exactly the same way. So I can customize some of the ingredients as and when, and that's available to do in all the recipes. Also, we get asked if people can add their own recipes. Yes, you can. So we would request that you send in your details of the recipe. If you can send it with a workflow and as much information as possible, we can actually add your recipes into the recipe library. We will just do some testing here first. Our in-house chef, James Taylor, would cook the recipe a few times, give the information to our engineering team. Oh, by the way, in this showroom, the engineering team, the software and hardware team are also based here. We have 2 floors, and they'll also look at the recipe, load up all the different algorithms, and make sure that recipe is executed the way it should be with a robotic system. But yes, you can add your family favorites if you have some family favorites from your friends or your elders or your grandmother or mother and father or grandfather. And if there's a particular dish that you really want to have in the library, which is from them, you can definitely have that added as well. Just give you an example, one of my favorite dishes is lamb keema. And that's minced lamb curry, and my children love that, and I tend to cook that every 2 to 3 weeks on a Sunday. So I gave all the information of the ingredients and the method and the workflow to James, and within about 2 to 3 days, that recipe now is in the recipe library to be shared around the world. So how amazing is that? You can actually share your recipes not only within your family, with your friends, but you can share it around the world as well. So opens up masses of recipes for other people to try as well. Message in from Lian Heng 1. Great show. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, Lian. So another interesting question we get is on the financials, basically, of how much the whole system costs and how much eating at home against having meals in restaurants and having food delivered, what the difference is. You can actually save, believe it or not, from eating out and having delivery meals. Say, for example, a family of 4, so 2 adults, 2 children, and you regularly go to restaurants, regularly have takeaways or food being delivered, research studies show that by actually cooking at home more using the fresh ingredients, you can save nearly £43,000 per year. Okay, it's unimaginable how much we actually spend on restaurants and eating out. Not only that, the food that you're cooking is going to be a lot healthier. Now, in terms of the health benefits, for example, if you were to eat a bolognese, go into a restaurant and order a spaghetti bolognese, an average price of spaghetti bolognese in London is about £18, say £15 to £18 from a good restaurant, a decent place. Whereas if you cook the exact same recipe using the same ingredients at home, that would only cost you £5. So that's a massive, massive saving there. Not only is it the health saving, financial saving, but there's a health benefit as well, because you're using a lot less sodium, which is your salt intake, which restaurants and delivery companies tend to use, and very low calories as well. You're using a lot less calories. So in essence, not only are you spending less, but you're eating healthy as well. So adding an average of 11 years to your lifespan, I mean, that is amazing, having a system like this that can do that for you. Another question we get asked quite regularly is, what's the lead time on ordering one of these systems? So the lead time currently is about 3 to 6 months, depending on the design of your kitchen. We also supply not only the residential market, we also supply the commercial market, but we do have a commercial team for that. So if you have any commercial requirements, just send us an email and somebody from the sales team will get in touch with you and we can discuss your requirements in a bit more detail. Residential requirements, again, send your details in. If you can, send your details in with a floor plan, that would be great. And then somebody from the sales team, either myself or my colleague, would give you a call, again, discuss your initial requirements and arrange a design meeting so you can come into the showroom. If you don't want to email us or send us contact us via the website, come and visit us here in the showroom in central London. We're open all week, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'm always here, so you're more than welcome to come into the showroom. We're also running dry demonstrations of our robotic system all day. So this is not only just running during the day, but if you're passing by in the evening, you'll see it running through the window as well. And you'll see it in action. But when you come into the showroom, we'll be able to discuss your requirements in more detail. You'll be able to see the robotic system in action. And certain times of the day, once every day, I also do a live demonstration of a recipe being cooked. So you can see a live in front of yourself. You can watch how I load the ingredients, how the ingredients are prepared, and how you can see a meal being cooked from start to finish. So we do that almost every day. So around about between 2 and 4 p.m., we have food being cooked here as well. So you can see the whole system in action as it should be in reality. Great to see more people joining. I can't see many questions though, so please do fire in any questions that you may have. Even if it's a silly question, doesn't matter, just send in your question. I'll be happy to answer it for you. Also, we get asked, does it have an emergency button? Yes. Now, the CE requirements require us to make sure we have a safety button, which is located in the front, just in front of the hob. That's same for the BR model, just in front of the GUI 4K high-resolution screen. Now, this particular model, the XM model, comes with a tablet. There is also an option if you want a larger screen, 4K high-resolution screen just behind me. You have that option as well. But generally speaking, the tablet is sufficient. That's got all the information on there. It's smaller, more versatile, easy to keep clean, and so on. So the tablet is probably the best way to control the whole system. And, but all the models will have safety buttons as well. The arm is also tested for iOS standards for safety of machinery, safety of collaboration, safety of integration with furniture and so on. So it's all tested to all CE levels for UK and Europe. And it's also, the product is also available to USA and other countries, ex-works as well. So this product is available for sale for everybody. So if there's any requests, please do send them through. Viking questioning, what costs are we looking at roughly? So the costs roughly are, sorry, I was going to get to that point as well. So the starting price, starting from about 80K, depending on the actual architecture of your kitchen, up to the luxury level, which can be between 100 to 150K. Now, if you compare that to a price of a luxury kitchen, that's only roughly about 15 to 20,000 pound more. But with that, you're getting the robotic system. So compare that to a normal luxury kitchen of this level, of the sort of like high premium level, you're not paying that much more. You're only paying about 15 to 20,000 pounds more for a robotic system. And the robotic system comes complete with its hob, the control box, the arm, and everything you see here, special containers. Oh, by the way, the containers are dishwashable as well, so easy to keep clean. The actual arm itself is a sealed unit, so this just maybe needs a wipe down with a fiber cloth once in a while. Now, because of the accuracy in the cooking and the process and the way the robotic system cooks, there's hardly much mess as well. So mess around the hob is very minimal, and that can be wiped down with a damp cloth as well. So all the utensils, the containers, everything you see here is, and the pot as well, that's all dishwashable. The arm can just be wiped down with a fiber cloth, for example, and the hob can be wiped down with a fiber cloth or a damp cloth as well. Messaging from Leanne Heng 1. If a dish requires to have long stirring, will Moly be happy to do so? Yes, the answer is yes to your question. For example, risotto. Now, risotto is quite a long recipe. A lot of people actually don't like cooking risotto because it takes so long, so much stock is involved, so much stirring is involved. But risotto, this guy, the robotic system, the Moly robotic system, will cook the risotto without any issues whatsoever. We won't complain, which is great. But the risotto will have obviously lots of elements of the stock going in. I think the stock goes in about 4 or 5 times in risotto. And this arm will continuously stir with no issues whatsoever, and will make the risotto exactly the same way the chef would have cooked it as well. So not only is it just doing the whole process, it's doing the process and cooking the recipe as it should, as a professional chef or an experienced chef would cook that particular dish. Andrew, no, Morrison, filming on iPhone, crazy, thank you. Cormac from Dublin, love to see a partnership with Manadrone for ingredients delivery. Have you any partnerships with home drone delivery plans? Nothing planned at the moment, but that's a very interesting area that we'll be looking at in the future. Any way that we can, as you saw earlier on the recipe, the get ingredients, not only can you send yourself a reminder, but also get ingredients delivered. Now, yeah, absolutely. Having ingredients delivered is also a benefit. But remember, choosing ingredients from yourself from the shops and places like that, you can actually get them a lot fresher because you pick them and you see them yourself. You look at the ingredient, you look at the best before date, you go for the longest date and you pick the one that's a lot fresher. Whereas when you get food delivered, it's fine, it's not a problem, but you don't get that extra sort of like level of service in terms of are you getting the optimum quality of ingredient? Because sometimes when these ingredients are delivered, they're just taken off multiple shelves, put in containers and delivered to your doorstep. It's still fresh, it's still good, but when you're picking your ingredients yourself, they're a lot better because you go by looking at the date, they look fresh, they feel fresh and everything. So yes, that's that's the benefits of getting your ingredients yourself against having them delivered. But nothing wrong with having your ingredients delivered, because nowadays delivered ingredients can come prepared, which actually saves a lot of time. So a lot of the ingredients like onions, they come diced, carrots come diced. For example, I shredded the carrots and I shredded the beetroot, and apart from that, that was the only sort of like work required in preparing this recipe. But nowadays you can actually get a lot of these ingredients already pre-shredded, packaged and delivered to your doorstep, so or picked off the shelf, for example. So in the future, yes, delivery servicing and things like that is important to us, and especially with the drone delivery service, that's a very interesting area that we could look at in the future. But again, Cormac Dublin, send us your details, and we'll give you some more information on how to get your ingredients, and we'll take it from there. Just checking if there are any more questions. We're now 98% way through. The dish is almost ready. The recipe is almost done. And I tell you one thing, it smells absolutely great. And unfortunately, I don't eat beef, so I won't be able to try this to tell you guys how it tastes. But certainly from the smell, it smells great. It smells really good. And I'm sure, in fact, this will probably give to the staff later on. And the staff, in fact, had this a few days ago. They loved it, and they'll be happy that there's another portion waiting for them downstairs as well. So, the voice activation will...
Recipe cooking finished.
There we go. So we've just been voice notified that the recipe is now finished. You saw the whole process from start to finish, how the ingredients were simply loaded, utensils being used. All I did was press start the robotic cook on the pad, on the tablet, and the robotic system cooked this whole meal from start to finish, as it would do for all the recipes that we have. So please do send us any questions, any requests, residential or commercial requests, and one of the team members will get back to you. Come and visit us here in the showroom, and just like to say thank you for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed watching the show, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time for another recipe. But in the meantime, have a great day, take care, and thank you.